everyone, and welcome to Stay Strong Online. My name is Krista, and today I'm going to be taking you through a shoulder stability sequence as well as a stability sequence for the back. You don't need any weight for these exercises, and they're really going to help to stabilize the joint and prepare your body for bigger movements as you recover. This is great for any level, to be honest, because it's really great to come back to these foundational moves that help to stabilize the joints, because we tend to go to those heavier weights a little bit too fast, or we just do big movements all day. So it's really nice to come back to these stabilizing exercises so that our joint feels supported through those bigger movements. As I said, you don't need any weight, so what you do want is to be elevated a little bit. So this is a great series that you can do pretty much anywhere. If you're on a mat, I'm going to elevate. So if you have something that you can sit on, I suggest that you do that. You don't want it to be too squishy. You want something a little bit firm. And if you want to do this on your, like on the bed, if you can elevate a little bit there, or maybe seated in a chair as well, we can modify those exercises. So to get started, we're going to start with a series in Pilates on the reformer, but we're going to transfer it to the mat called the back rowing series. So normally, again, we do this with some resistance, no resistance required, and it's better to start off with no resistance or extremely light resistance for these stabilizing groups. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see a little bit about what's going on. I'm going to bend my knees slightly to relax my hamstrings, give my hip flexors a little bit of a break, but I do want to make sure that my rib cage is stacked on top of my pelvis. I'm just going to rest my heels here on the mat. The first exercise is just going to be to pull the hands to the back with the arms straight. So you're just resting them at your side, you're looking straight ahead, and you're just going to press the hands straight back. You're going to come up as high as you comfortably can, and you're going to bring them back. Now my hands are going to scrape across the floor, maybe yours do too, or they don't, that's okay. We're just activating the muscles around the shoulder and the upper back here. Big exhale as you pull back. We're not going to be doing too many repetitions. We're only going to do up to 5, but you can go up to 10. It's just really important that you maintain that form. So that was 5. We're going to bring the elbows in a bent position about 90 degrees. You want the elbow to be underneath the shoulder. You don't necessarily want it to be in line, and you don't want it to be higher. You want to relax those traps. The elbows are bent. You're going to make some fists here with your hands. Now those are going to be biceps. Now with no weight, it might feel a little bit weird, but I assure you, if you tune that mind into the muscle, you're definitely going to get a nice contraction. Take an exhale and press the fists towards your shoulders, but they don't have to touch. So you squeeze that bicep, inhale to release. You can release all the way out, lengthen that muscle. Exhale to pull. Inhale, release. I'm going to relax those shoulders. Looking straight ahead, neck is between the shoulders, chin is down. And 4 and 5. Big squeeze there. The next one is going to be to maintain those fists. You're going to turn the fists to the back. So you're wherever you are, they're facing the back wall. And you're going to squeeze gently those shoulder blades towards the spine. They're not going to pinch the spine like you're holding a pencil. They're just gliding along the rib cage. Inhale to release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale to release. Now you want to make sure those ribs stay on top of the pelvis. Exhale, squeeze. Working the mid traps here. Rhomboids a bit. Inhale, return. Exhale, squeeze. One more for good luck here. And release. Just before we move on, I want you to check in with your legs. Are they getting a little bit tight in the hip flexors? Are you finding yourself gripping? My right hip flexor seems to be a little bit tight today, so I'm just going to cross my legs. It doesn't change anything about what's going on in the upper body. So you're still focusing on the upper body. After our exercise there, then we're going to move on to our triceps. So we're going to pull the arms back, right? So we're not up towards the ears, we've pulled the elbows back. So we've got a little bit of a peek hole here between your back, between the elbows there, and then you're just going to extend your arms back and bend and press and bend. So they stay up the whole time. We're not swinging the shoulder here. Okay, let's press, and we'll do 2 more, and last one. Good, and release that down. So now we're going to move on to our roll down. So we're going to work the abs a little bit and help to stabilize the shoulder blades. So for this one, I am going to come down off of my riser here, and I'm going to actually lengthen out the legs. Option is to cross them over as well. I'm going to press my knuckles together like I'm trying to squish something in between them, and that's going to help to stabilize my shoulder blades and my upper back. I'm going to lengthen through the neck, and we're going to take an exhale, roll backwards. So you're getting a nice scoop of the abdominals here, trying to open up that lumbar spine towards the mat. You're going to take an inhale as a pause, and you're going to exhale to come back up tall. If you know the full exercise, go for it, but we're just going to come back to a sitting up tall position. Exhale to roll back. So you're finding length here in the fronts of the legs and the hip flexors. Should be an inhale to hold, exhale to come back up tall. Inhale, prepare, exhale, roll back. Inhale, stay, and exhale to come back up. Inhale, exhale, roll back. Still pressing into those knuckles, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale to come back up. 1 more. Inhale, exhale, roll back. I really try to scoop out my abdominals there. And then your exhale is to come all the way back up. Excellent. So moving on from some of the back rowing exercises, we're going to move on to front rowing. So I'm going to have a seat back up on my little cushion, and you can cross the legs in the front, or you can have them straight out, or if you're seated, that's all good, stay where you are. So moving forward from here, you're going to have the hands down by your side, the palms facing forward. My hands do scrape the floor, that's okay. We're going to reach the hands up towards the ceiling just to shoulder height. My palms are facing up. So we don't want the thumbs up, we don't want the palms down, we want the palms to be up towards the ceiling. Now your range of motion might be a bit lower depending on where you're at, and that's okay. Coming back to your start position. Exhale to reach forward. Inhale to return. So it's a nice slow return, nice strong press upwards. You're also reaching those fingertips away like somebody's pulling on them from across the room. Inhale to come down. Exhale, reach. Inhale down. 1 more time. Reach up. Inhale to come down. We're going to move into an exercise that's usually called second position. So you're going to, looks like a little dancer's arms here. So you're going to have the elbows softly bent. Your fingertips are facing each other. You're going to try to keep that rib cage down. So remember, no matter what's happening with the limbs that are moving, in Pilates, there's always a core element to it. So even though our arms are moving, that's sort of a distraction, we do want to make sure that our abs are still stabilized there in the torso. So sorry, we're going to start with second position. You're going to have the fingertips facing. You're going to take a little bit of an inhale. Those fingertips are going to spread apart, but you haven't changed the shape of your arms. So your shoulder blades in the back have pulled towards your spine. And then you're going to bring those fingertips back together and let those shoulder blades come away from the spine. So you're going to bring the shoulder blades closer to the spine. Again, not pinching, just guiding them and then coming back together here with the fingertips opening. So it's more also about the opening of the chest versus the squeeze in the back. That's a nice exhale here to come back together. And opening and squeezing back together, and open and back together. Elbows are going to be bent, and you're going to rest your hands on your lap just so you get a nice feel for the beginning of this position. All we're going to do is reach the hands forward, palms are up, and bend the elbows. And reach up. Again, my palms are really pressing up towards the ceiling. I'm trying to extend my arms as much as I can. Your range of motion might look different. It might be down here. I still want you to do your best to reach, because that's going to help to lengthen and release fascia and tension. Good. All right, well, you're going to do one more and reach. Great. And the last one of this series is called the offering. So we're going to reach the arms forward. Palms are up. You're going to open the arms as wide as you can without going beyond and stretching too much here and pinching the back. So I still like to keep my hands in the peripheral vision. Come back together, let those pinkies lead the way, and then bend the elbows. Bring the hands up, open, bring them back together, and then bend the elbows. Reach forward, open, together. We'll do two more. Reach, open, together, and bend, and reaching, open. Remember, those palms stay up like you're holding a tray of your favorite beverage, and then you're back together and you're coming down into that bent elbow position. So the last exercise that we're going to do is from the side arm series. We're going to work on strengthening the rotator cuff muscles. So a lot of the times the rotator cuff is referred to as one muscle, but it is actually four. So we're going to work two of them, maybe three right now. So we're going to start off with some external rotation. So we're just going to, I placed a pillow here because it gives me a little bit more feedback, and it helps to stabilize the shoulder. It's not necessary, but it does make the exercise a bit more effective because it gives you more feedback. So I want to hold that pillow between my arm and my rib cage. That way I know that I'm in a good position. If I open up that elbow, then the pillow will fall out, and I know that I'm no longer in a great position. So starting off with that elbow bent, I'm just gonna open out to the side and bring it back to the front. So a little bit of an exhale to open, inhale to close. So I'm pressing almost my elbow into that cushion. I'm opening up through the front of the shoulder. The action is actually coming from the back of the shoulder, a very small muscle group there. Let's do one more and back together. Taking the pillow away, we're going to do some abduction. So the elbow is going to lead out and come back in and out. So it's just a small action. It's almost like you're nudging a noisy neighbor at the movies. So if they're talking and you want them to be quiet, you're just going to give them a little nudge. Let's do one more. Good. We're going to lengthen the arm. Again, my fingertips touch, yours may not, and that's fine. I'm just going to go out to the side. So classic abduction movement here. Just lifting. And we're going to do this all on the other side as well. We're going to do two more. Reach and down and reach and down. Last exercise called the backhand. You're going to have the elbow bent. You're going to do that nudge your neighbor exercise here. So a little bit of bent elbow abduction, and then open up that arm out to the side. Bend the elbow, come back to the start. Out, open, down, and across. One more time. Out, open, down, and across. All of that on the other side. So we're going to start off with our external rotation. You want to squeeze that pillow, yoga block, towel, whatever you have. If you don't have anything, again, that's totally fine. So you're going to open that arm out to the side and bring it back to the front. And side and front. You want that elbow to be in a 90 degrees, so the wrist in line with the elbow, elbow in line with the shoulder. And 2 more. And you also want to monitor any rotation that might happen in the torso. You don't want to go with the arm. You want to keep that arm nice and separate from what can happen through the torso. Then we're going into abduction with a bent elbow. Just going to make a gentle fist. We're going to nudge our neighbor at the side and come back. And nudge and come back. And nudge and come back. And 2. And last one. Great. A long arm abduction out at the side, so the hand is resting at your side, fingertips are relaxed, reaching up just to shoulder height, no higher today. Reaching up, just engaging that supraspinatus and your deltoid. Good. 2 more here. And the last one. Wonderful. So we've got 1 more here, which is the back hand. Elbow out to the side, open, down, across. Out, open, down, across. Last one, open, bend that elbow, come to the front. So all of those exercises together should help to stabilize the shoulder. So remember, that's supporting the joint so that your body can handle bigger ranges of motion under some weight as well. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Why don't you just take a moment, reflect on how far you've come in your journey, and I really want you to appreciate what your body can do physically, mentally, spiritually. We're definitely here for you. Please let us know what you love, and we want you to stay strong.